This is Dr. McFarland, and today in this video I'm going to build just an effects rig with no amp, no cab, just going straight into the input of my Quilter Micro Pro Mach 2. Alright, so the first thing I noticed, what you have to do, since you don't have an amplifier in this chain, and typically the amplifiers is what's going to boost the signal to a decent volume. So what I had to do, I had to go in here and boost the amp and rig volume up, so I have a decent level. So and that's showing in the yellow right now, but after I add a few more things I can bring it down. So bring it down even more. Maybe you don't have to boost it up too much. Okay, I'm going to keep it right there for now. And let's go ahead and let's add in a compressor. And I'm just going to go in the order. Well, let me do this first. Let me do expression pedal, volume, default linear. Let me move that down there. So this is where the chain is going to split, at least as far as the effects go. So I have my volume pedal. Alright, let me check the output one more time. Alright, cool. So my first block, I typically have some kind of compressor. I'm just going to do the gray comp, which actually sounds pretty good. And then standard issue. Let me check some of these other presets here. Didn't it seem like it got quieter? Let me take it out real fast. No, I guess not. It's definitely not spiking as loud as it was, so let's add that compressor back in. I was just experimenting for a second. Let's just do default. And what I typically want to do is, check the bypassed tone versus the affected tone. So alright, so that's just going to squeeze the notes just enough. Check the output one more time. Alright, so since it's compressing, you notice that I'm not going up as high as I was before. So let me go ahead and bring that up. Alright, so I got my my 3 bars below 0 output level, which is just what I want. And next, let's go ahead and bring in, just for fun, let's go ahead and bring in the wall pedal. Let's do shine wall default. And we'll go ahead and turn that off for now. Because I have my Headrush setting up on a piano bench, so I'm not going to stick my foot up here at the moment. Let's go ahead and get a few different overdrives going. I'm going to keep the white boost for after my volume pedal. And I'm just going to put in the JRC and the Black Op, because those are pretty much my go-to tones. And I kind of typically like my cut to be around 71. Adjust the volume to taste. Adjust the distortion to where it's just about. It's just on the brink of some heavy overdrive. Here's the JRC in front of it. Cool. Here's the JRC by itself. I like typically keep the high tone down a little bit. Alright, cool. Alright, that sounds good. And I can stack those. Let's go ahead and bring in typically phase, flange, stuff like that. I'll put before my overdrives. And I'm really liking this stone phaser. It sounds pretty good. Turn the mix down. Alright. That works. That does work. Alright. Let's go ahead now. Let's bring in that the white boost. And we're just going to keep it at default. And this is actually going to provide a volume boost versus just having another gain stage. So So here's the JRC. Alright, so that's going to give me what I need there. I'm really not a big fan of chorus, but I don't mind a little tremolo. So let's just do a try mono. Bring my depth down. Alright, cool. And let's go ahead and bring in some delay. So I'm going to go with the Bucket Brigade. And we're just going to do a default. Have the sync on. 3/16, which is basically a dotted eighth. Or dotted eighth, 16th kind of thing. Because a dotted eighth is 3/16 notes put together. So try to keep my mix within the 20s. Now notice with the Bucket Brigade, since it's a little more analog style, once you tap the tempo in, hear how it warbles and stuff. I'm pretty sure the dynamic delay doesn't do that, but that'll work. Alright, cool. Now let's go ahead and have a short reverb. And let's do an ambient. Let's make that one the long one. We'll make this one it doesn't really matter. Alright, so bring the tone down a little bit. Bring the mix down. So we just want to be able to have just a little there you go, and then I can kick in the other reverb. For some more ambient kind of stuff. Alright, let's go in here to the hardware signs. And I don't want the volume pedal to be in a block or the gray comp, because those are always going to be on. Or the shine wall, because I'm going to swap back and forth. So let's have the stone phaser, JRC, black. We're going to have a tremolo in there. The white boost can be over here. We'll assign the 11 reverb. And I can change this as well. I can change the name. So let's just call it short and long. And then my delay is going to be right here. Bam. So I have all my effects laid out on the 8 switches. And there you go. So there's my customized pedal board. And so let me go through it here real fast. So I got my basic tone. And then a little phase. JRC. Turn off one of those reverbs. Black op. Tremolo. White boost. Delay. And then the long reverb. Alright, there you go. Hope that was helpful for you guys. Just making the basic effects block rig without an amp or without a IR or a cab, and just going to the front end of your amp. So you can use the Headrush for all kinds of things. And if you like the tone of if you have like a multi-channel amp, this can actually switch those channels via MIDI if your amp has MIDI. And but for that, you probably want to use an effects block and use the 4 cable method. So that way these effects are routed to the effects loop, and then these effects are going to the front end of the amp. So that will probably be a different video. And I don't really have an amp that is MIDI capable. So I might have to find somebody who has one and borrow it just for a video. So I am Dr. McFarland. I will see you in the next video. Keep rocking. Hey. Wait a second. Before you go, be sure to check out the description down below. There's a lot of really cool links. And definitely be sure to check out my website, drmcfarlandstudios.com. See ya.